Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, YouTube. It is I, your host, Tyler Randall. No pomp and circumstance tonight, and you have entered Tonto Talk. Not Tonto Talk. That's a different podcast altogether. You've entered, excuse me, Tavern Talk with Tyler Randall. A lot of alliteration. A lot of alliteration. Out here on the back patio, enjoying a delicious Rocky Patel Ye Old World Reserve Nicaraguan cigar and some delicious domestically brewed Bud Light. I see that we have some people watching. That's totally cool. I'm coming to you to let you know, yes, I have been banned on Facebook again for nebulous reasons. They just crack down more and more and more on things that you have said, things that you might say, things that you will say. I'm coming to you specifically this evening on the back patio to talk about a very specific thing. So, the very specific thing is the fact that, welcome, by the way. The very specific thing is that credit card processors, meaning MasterCard, Visa, and American Express, have now all come together because of pressure from the government to categorize firearms purchases with their payment processing services as a completely separate code from what used to be called like specialized. I don't know exactly what it's called. It's like anything that was sporting goods related, anything you could buy at like Walmart, anything you could buy at Academy, things like that, like specialty items. Those items include guns, specifically guns and ammo. So I don't know if anybody has really put the dots together, but the dots come together as such. If you start to categorize things, specifically guns and ammo, that creates what? A registry, which is unconstitutional, has been found to be unconstitutional, and that lawmakers have found to be very hard to do. Well, we can't create a gun. We're not gonna create a gun registry. No. That's not the goal. That's not the goal. We're not gonna make a registry. No, that's unconstitutional. We couldn't possibly do that. Except that's exactly what the private companies have done at the behest of these government officials. Like a few congressmen wrote a letter and were like, you should definitely do this because if you don't, oh my God, I mean, we definitely should watch out who's buying guns. Never mind you that since gun data has been collected, since what, 19, I don't even know what fucking year. It doesn't matter what year. Every single year that gun purchase data has been collected, the number has gone up exponentially, and it spikes during certain times. Obviously, during Obama, it spiked. During Biden, it spiked. Things like that. But the funny part is, the more guns that are purchased, it never correlates with crime. As a matter of fact, overall, since the 1970s, crime has gone down. Violent crime has gone down. Period. End sentence. Violent crime has gone down. Violent crime with guns has gone down. Now, why do you think they want to collect the data such that they could see who's buying guns with their credit cards? Hmm. 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 It makes me think they want to make a registry. They want to make a gun registry. Even though Congress can't get together and do it because it's illegal. If Congress goes to public services and says, hey, MasterCard, hey, Amazon, hey, whoever, if a government entity compels in any way a private entity to do something and they're working in tandem, that's called fascism. That is the fruit of the tree of collectivism. That is the fruit of the tree of socialism. Collectivism is a broad term. Collectivism means that the democratized will of a very small amount of people rules the majority of people. We collectivize power. What does that mean? That means that we let a very small amount of people tell the majority of people what they can and cannot do. That's fascism. literally fascism. And when I say fascism, I'm not being hyperbolic. I mean, if you know who wrote the book on fascism, his name, by the way, is Giovanni Gentile, a lifelong Marxist who was a very good friend and, working partner of who? El Duce. Who's El Duce? Oh, Benito Mussolini. Yeah, they wrote the book on fascism in Italy. Oh, it was adopted by a guy that you might know of. His name is Adolfo Hitler, a German war hero in World War One, who was arrested for firing off a gun in a beer hall and proclaiming that he was going to take over the government. They put him in jail. And while he was in jail, he dictated a book, and that book was called My Struggle. Can't say the name on YouTube or Facebook in German, but if you look up what My Struggle is in German, you'll see what it is. And then he decided, you know what? Politics. Politics is the way. Politics is the way that I'm going to take over this country. And he used that socialistic framework of fascism where they put together the the stomping foot of the government and the money of corporate interest together to control the masses and create fascism. Fascism is just socialism with corporate integration. And that's a very specific thing that we are seeing again here in America because only like 5 companies control all of the information on the internet. I'm talking on 2 of them right now. I'm streaming on 2 of them simultaneously, YouTube and Facebook. So we have YouTube and Facebook, Google, Twitter, right? All of these tech companies control the 95% of all of the flow of information. Think about it. So when payment processors decide we want your purchases of very specific goods to be tracked, categorized, cataloged, and flagged, that's fascism. They're saying, well, if you buy a gun at Walmart or Academy or at your local gun store, we want to flag you. And we want to watch everything you've ever done on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and the like and YouTube. And we're going to label you a what used to be called an HVE, homegrown violent extremist. And then just recently, just ever so recently, it's called an MVE, a militant violent extremist, because they need to tie you to some sort of group. And a group means a militia. And a militia, because it's a scary word, because the FBI has, decided that if we have 17 people making a militia that are all FBI members and we get you to possibly incriminate yourself on the slightest amount, then we can say you're in a militia. A militia is basically just neighbors in real world terms. A militia. In constitutional terms, a militia is everybody. That's not the point. The point is in places like Indiana, Michigan, Tennessee, Kentucky, where we have people that get together, train together. Yeah, okay. Some of them are weird. Some of them are a little bit extreme. But for the most part, they're just people that have everyday jobs. They have everyday lives. And during the pandemic, they may have lost their jobs. May have lost their purpose in life. They may have previously been in the military and decided, well, I would really like to protect my county. I'd really like to protect my neighborhood. If I were to go to my neighbor right now and say, hey, I'd really like to get together and do a neighborhood watch. Sounds a lot like a militia. Does that make us extreme? According to the FBI, it does. It means we're extremists. If you're an extremist, according to them, and you've ever said, you know what, maybe we should protect our neighbors, maybe we should protect our families, maybe we should protect the people in our counties, maybe we should train a little bit, maybe we should go to the gun range, maybe we should work on tactics, work on mount. Does that make you a militiaman? Possibly. Far be it for me to tell you what you are. But if you're a militiaman and you buy a gun with your credit card, well, now you're a violent extremist. and they can track you, and they're going to watch every single thing you do. Just like I've been banned on Facebook many, many times for saying mean things to people. Only, by the way, the only people I've ever said mean things to are like pedophiles and people who want to take away your liberty, evil people. So I say mean things to evil people. I happen to have guns. I happen to know how to use them. I'm an extremist, according to them. If you're watching this, you might be on a watch list. Sorry, you're on a watch list now. You watched old Tyler on Tavern Talk, streaming to like 2 people. Yeah, you're an extremist. You, the person that want to protect your family, are an extremist. Now, so what does this mean? I meandered. I was very esoteric. I said it many times. I said the same thing many times. Am I padding for time? No. I'm saying it to get you to come to the realization that you need to buy your guns and your ammo, because ammo's coming. Ammo is the next thing that they're going to start tracking. They're going to have a code for all guns and all ammo. You need to buy your shit with cash. Now, is cash going away? Yes. Everything's cashless now. You go to a concert, they say we're a cashless venue. We're a cashless venue. We're a cashless venue. I want you to buy everything with a credit card. We want to see who you're seeing. If too many of you are going to Luke Bryan concerts, you might actually, you might fit the description of somebody who could be susceptible to disinformation and extremism. If you go to too many Luke Bryan concerts, too many, whatever, you go to a Slayer concert, you go to they want to see what you're doing for entertainment. They want to see what you're doing for recreation. Even if you're just going to the range to shoot, to get better, to become a better shot, become a better citizen. Somebody that has a license to carry a gun, who goes to the range, to be a responsible person, to make sure that you're trained. They want you to be labeled an extremist. Think about it. That's insane. That's fucking crazy. And I noticed that like one person's watching, then 4 people are watching, then 1 person is watching. They're clicking off it. They're going, shit. Don't watch this. Don't watch this video. I've only been on for 10 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that. I've been saying the very, very simple thing of don't buy your guns with a credit card. Buy your guns with cash. Very simple. Let me light my cigar really quick. That being said, please, everybody who's watching this, everybody that will watch this, if you live in my neighborhood, come to me personally. I will teach you how to shoot your gun. Come to me personally. Don't text me. Come knock on my door. I'll take you to the gun range. I'll show you how to shoot. I'll show you how to defend yourself. I will teach you the basic fundamentals of gun care, maintenance, and how to handle it properly. Because there are so many hucksters out there, and those people are already flagged. All the people that have gun channels on YouTube, they're flagged. They can't teach anybody. If they wanted to, they're getting screwed. They're already got feds watching them. If you know anybody that is an OIF vet, that's an OEF vet, that has come to the realization that maybe we went to war under false pretenses. Maybe we trained our young men to do to learn counterinsurgency, to then stop a counterinsurgency in a country that we weren't supposed to be in the first place. Maybe those people are the ones that could teach us counterinsurgency. Counterinsurgency doesn't mean being an armed person. It doesn't mean doing violence. What that means is stopping the totalitarian government and the watchers from watching what you do. It's about being subversive. Talk about subversive thinking. Ooh, big and scary. No, it's about buying things with cash. It's about stockpiling things like non-perishable food, like gold, like bullets, so that if the time comes, you could actually defend your family. I don't have a big family here in Tennessee, okay? I have a small group of people that I trust, that I love. My house is not defensible against the government. No, it's not. And yours isn't either. You live in a suburb, or you live, even if you live in the country, your house is not defensible against the government. Okay. As Joe Biden says, you're not going to fight against F-15s. No, you're right. You're probably right. Well, if they send the feds to your house, what are they going to expect? They're going to come with their guns drawn. They're going to send the IRS agents, the 87,000 IRS agents with their guns drawn because you missed line 5 on your fucking on your audit. Oh no. What are you going to use? You're going to be polite? Yeah, we're going to be polite. But we're going to follow the adage that the late great Patrick Swayze gave to us in the movie Roadhouse. We're going to be nice until it's time to not be nice anymore. Real Americans are going to wake up. You need to start telling your friends. You need to start vocalizing this. I can vocalize this because I don't have a lot to lose. That's not true. I have a lot to lose. But in my mind, I don't have a lot to lose by speaking up because I'm saying things that are true, that are immutable, that are incontrovertible. They cannot be changed. They cannot be misconstrued. Don't let them see what you buy. Don't let them control what you buy. And be friends with your neighbors. Talk to your neighbors. Tell them, hey, yeah, I got guns and I got your back. Yes, I have guns. I can teach you. Yeah, I was in Iraq. Yeah, I was in Afghanistan. Whoever you are. If you're a veteran, you're listening to this and you're disenchanted with the fucking Halliburton lie, with your disenchanted with the fucking WMD lie and the shit that we deployed for, it's hard to say, yeah, the people that deployed were heroes and they came back, but it was a lie. It's hard. It's a hard thing to fucking reckon with. It's a hard thing to reckon with that maybe we were being put in our youth. We wasted. They fucking twisted the youth out of our bodies and pushed us into something that was not true. We're coming up on the anniversary of a friend of mine. His name is Brandon Simmons. And on October 7th, he lost his life. Not to suicide, technically. He was getting angry at the Black Lives Matter movement at the time. He was getting angry at the divisiveness in our country at the time. And a lot of the things on his Facebook are scrubbed. But if you were his friend, you knew that he was saying things that I'm saying. But maybe he didn't have a firm grasp on it. And on October 7th, he had some sort of break. And he took a machete to University of Colorado in Boulder. And he was in a parking lot and had a dispute with somebody. And I can't say this enough. I'm not agreeing with him. I'm not saying he did the right thing. What I'm saying is that he had some sort of break. And he took a machete where he shouldn't have taken it. And he walked into a building and he walked up and down the stairs and tried to get in. And he was just trying to get somebody to listen to him. Okay. And an officer approached him. And when the officer approached him, he told him to drop it, and he didn't. And he moved on him, and the officer shot him. And I do not fault that police officer for doing his job because Simmons presented a threat. He was discharged from the Marine Corps in a less than honorable fashion, and everybody wants to focus on that. Everyone wants to focus on the part of the story where he had a hard time as a drill instructor, and he was not dishonorably, but less than honorably discharged. And they want to focus on the fact that he had some sort of mental break. And after all, and we're in 2022, and everybody wants to talk about mental health. They don't want to talk about the fact that our brothers in the Marine Corps might have had some mental problems. And they might have made some mistakes, and they might have gotten themselves killed, rightfully so, by police officers. That's not the point. The point is, it's been since 2016 since this happened. And it's 2022. And everybody's just like, oh, it's just another crazy Marine, just another crazy guy, just another crazy kid who joined the Marine Corps in fucking 2006. You know what I mean? A kid. Worked his way up, became a drill instructor, made some mistakes, lost his rank, got discharged. Oh, he's a crazy person. Am I a crazy person? Maybe. I don't think so. A lot of things that he was saying made sense, but just like, just like Professor Kaczynski, he made a lot of sense until he wanted to do violence. And that's when people woke up and knew who he was. Professor Ted Kaczynski did violent things that are unexcusable and became a pariah. Except if you read what he talked about, he was talking about the rise of the technocracy, the rise of activism, and the pathogen that just infects our society. Makes sense until they get to the violent part, and then you go, whoa, 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 that guy was just crazy. Was he crazy? No, neither of them were actually crazy. They just hit a breaking point and did irredeemable things, which they were both punished for. Does that make them evil? No, but we should take the lesson from that. No, let's not be violent. Let's not do harsh things. Let's not go over beyond the pale. But let's take the message and move it to the people. And I know that I kind of made a roundabout and I was very meandering and very esoteric, and I connected two dots that some people might not ever connect, but there is a connection there. Those of us that were put in the meat grinder of the war on terror that is now over, where the Taliban wins, where ISIS wins, we just give it back. It's a wash. 5,000 Marines and sailors and army dead. Fuck it. Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah. The brothers that I served with that died over there, nothing. Don't worry about it. Move on. Fucking moving on. Go to college. Get a degree. Yeah, I dropped out because I was saying things that the professors didn't like. They said, well, that's not the position that you should be taking in Homeland Security. I'm like, well, I have experience. I have real world experience in Homeland Security. I did it. I did it on the ground. Oh, they don't want to hear that. No. They don't want to hear the criticisms. They want you to say, oh, Homeland Security is great. TSA, yeah, a temporary program that's now permanent forever, that has caught 0 terrorists. Yeah, that's forever. You got to take your shoes off unless you pay money to the government so you don't have to take your shoes off. Yeah, totally fine. Does it sound like I'm ranting? Because it kind of sounds like I'm ranting, but I'm saying the same thing in a circle. It's a snake that eats its tail. You say a true thing, and it feeds into another true thing, and you can say it about anything and still make the same. You could make the same. You come to the same conclusion every time. Preach it. My buddy Julian says, preach it. Yeah, I will. It's ridiculous. When are people like me that come from poverty, that come from rural areas of the country, that come from, bumfuck nowhere Texas, bumfuck nowhere Pennsylvania, that some of my brothers that have, divorces, that have mental illness problems, when are they going to get their due? When are they going to get to speak up? Oh, they don't get to. You know why? Because of people like Dan Crenshaw, who went to fucking Harvard. He's a Navy SEAL. He has an eye patch. He did some cool shit. Oh, what now? Oh, no, he's a moderate. He wants you to submit to red flag laws. He wants you to submit to giving money to Ukraine. Why? Have you ever fucking studied Ukraine? Most corrupt country in Eastern Europe. The most fucking terrible. Fuck them. I'd rather have Russia win. I'd rather have Ukraine be Russia. Ukraine had the chance to be the Switzerland of Eastern Europe, and they declined because they didn't want to join NATO. They didn't want to join the EU, but also they didn't want to be the bitch of Russia. But now we're going to punish them for not joining the EU. Why? They've had a border dispute for 1,000 years. Why are we getting involved? Why are we sending $60 billion to that war, to a new war? Should we send people like me, young people? Should we send a young version of me, young version of my friend Simmons, young versions of my friend? I don't want to name their names, but because they're not in this fight. But do we want to send all these young guys who are now entrepreneurs and young business owners and young parents You want to send those people, the next generation of those people, to a war that they have no fucking place in? No. I realize it might seem like I've just been ranting for 25 minutes, but I feel like I'm getting to the source of the problem. Source of the problem. Collectivism. I talked about before. The fascism. When we say fascism, we mean a very specific thing. I'm going to say it again. It's the intersection of government and corporations working iron fist in velvet glove against the population to subvert democracy. What is democracy? Oh, the will of the people. We don't have a democracy. We have a republic with democratic aspects to it. Our voting is a democratic aspect of our republic. A pure democracy is tyranny. You have the majority telling, or the vocal majority telling everybody else what to do. So we let New York and LA tell everybody what to do. Think about that. So what I started out talking about was guns and how payment processors are going to collect your data. They're collecting your data, guys. Stop. Do not buy your guns and ammo with credit cards. Use cash. As a matter of fact, most gun places, they'll give you a discount if you buy with cash. If you're an FFL, you need to be given discounts for cash. You need to be giving extreme discounts for cash. I know that there's a markup on guns for a reason. It's hard holding inventory. You're holding what you have. If you're a regular size gun store, like a local gun store, you might have fucking 15 Glocks, 3 or 4 HKs, 10 SIGs, a couple ARs, and then 25 shotguns. That's hard inventory to hold. You might sell 1, 2, 3 guns a month, maybe. You make your money on renting range time. You make your money on selling ammo. You make your money on selling accessories and bags and vests and things like that, armor, gear, hats, shirts. That's where you make your real money. That's where the real markup is. But that's the markup. That's the dead inventory that you have to continually push. I get it. Give Americans their discount on guns. Raise the price on hats. We'll pay it. Raise the price on freaking armor. We'll pay it. Raise the price on ammo. We'll even pay it. But don't let these credit card companies take away our rights. Tell us that they're going to put us on a registry in order to bully us. That's what it really is. It's saying, go ahead, buy a gun. We're going to watch you. Buy a gun. We're going to see what you're going to buy after that. Because everything you buy after that on Amazon, God forbid you buy a book they don't like. God forbid you, what? Buy some gear. God forbid you go to the range and practice a little bit. Maybe they're watching that too. Because everything after you buy a gun with that credit card, they're watching everything you do. And then they're going to tell Facebook, hey, maybe you should watch what they say. Maybe you should read their tweets. Maybe you should. It's already known. Google reads every single Gmail you send, whether you send it or not. If you make a draft, Google's reading it. They're looking up keywords and they're watching. Imagine if they had a system where they could say, okay, here's all the people in Tennessee that bought a gun in the last year. That is such a smaller number of people to watch. To read Gmails, to read tweets, to read Facebook posts, to watch Amazon purchases, to look at where they buy gas, to look at where they buy their groceries, track their movements, and know exactly their routine. Whatever could you do with that information? Oh, I don't know. Maybe raid them at the opportune time, take their computers, take their devices like they did to Mike Lindell, the pillow dude, the guy that sells pillows. Had some questions about an election. He said, hey, I don't think this was right, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if what he says is wrong. I'm not saying that I subscribe to what he says. What I'm saying is, yeah, did I buy one of his pillows? It's the most comfortable fucking pillow I've ever slept on in my life. True. Does he deserve to get his phone taken away? You know what he told them? He said, this phone runs 5 companies. I run my hearing aids off of it. Can I back it up before you take it? They said, no, we're going to take it. I don't give a shit about your hearing aids. I don't give a shit about your 5 companies where you're not going to back it up. His lawyer said just give it to him. Stupid move. I would have told him to eat my dick. I would tell him you to draw your gun. Because at least then you could get the body cam footage if they were even wearing it. It was the FBI. They probably don't wear body cams. Go ahead. Pull your gun on me. Shoot me. Shoot me from my phone. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just because I have that fundamental mindset. I have that constitutional mindset. Oh no, I think I'm crazy. I'm crazy because I believe in the Constitution. If you don't vote for a Republican, you're voting for evil. And you know what? If you vote for a Republican that's not America first, you're also voting for evil. It's kind of a weird trap to be in. Oh no, you might actually have to read about the person you're voting for. You might actually have to fucking watch what happened in the primaries that were already in August, that are already done. It's not even better to not vote because the libertarian movement has poisoned conservatives. Oh, libertarians, 99% of them are liberals, not liberals. And when I say liberals, I mean what they call liberal. I mean progressive, leftist, collectivists. That's who they are. That's what libertarians are. The Reason magazine, most of those people, the people that run Reason magazine, the libertarians, they voted for Obama. All of them. Well, balanced, moderate. No, they don't believe in it. They're all fucking leftists. All of them. If you're not voting for people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like Matt Gaetz, Ted Cruz, hit or miss, maybe. Definitely not Dan Crenshaw. Fuck Dan Crenshaw. That guy went to Harvard. He's a leftist in an eye patch. I hope he loses vision in his other eye. I don't care. We need to be going as hard at them as they go at us. We go hard. We need to go hard at these people. I'm not saying be the extremist that they want you to be. I'm just saying, what if we were? What if we were the extremists that they thought we were? It'd be really bad for them if we were. And that's the note that I want to leave for you. You're not going to go on the internet and say this, but listen to what I say when I say it. If we were the extremists they thought we were, they'd already be dead. I'm leaving you with that. So with that, vote for America First people in 2022. Do not buy guns with your credit cards because your credit card companies are satanic leftists. Buy ammo, buy guns, buy gold. Buy it with cash. Buy non-perishable food because when the electricity gets turned off, start thinking about ways that you can collect water and sanitize it yourself. There is a great channel on YouTube called S2 Underground. S2 is the intelligence portion of any unit, a battalion-sized unit. S2 means intelligence. S2 Underground on YouTube. They teach you how to find out if you're being surveilled, how to purify water, how to make maps, how to get yourself ready for when you're being watched. Because I'm telling you, I know it sounds insane. We're in those times. We're in those times. It's over. It's done. We're in the end times. And the more people go along with it, the more it's over. Please check out S2 Underground on YouTube. And I'm going to speak out as much as I can. I'm going to say as much as I can out loud because I have less to lose than most people. Peace out. Tavern Talk. I'm Tyler Randall, Reverend Sergeant Tyler Randall. We are going to change the way we think. Share this video with somebody that doesn't agree with you. And if you don't agree with me and you've watched it this long, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Peace out.